What's going on? I picked up a new fixed blade, obviously, as you can see. I actually became motivated to pursue this venture after I got a great comment in the Kershaw Emerson folder video. Check the library. I never really carried a fixed blade myself. I've always believed them to be a little too cumbersome, very prone to printing. But I said fuck it, and I started researching into different options. The commenter uh, gave the recommendation to look into a K-bar TDI, which I did, and a lot of law enforcement and military, applications carry said knife. But I did a little more research into it, and it's stainless steel, which I'm not a big fan of for fixed knives, and also is made in Taiwan, so that totally killed any motivation I had going forward with that purchase. But then I came across Tops. Tops was on my radar ever since I saw the MX4 Punisher in Punisher Warzone, the movie, and I'm surprised it didn't win any Academy Awards or Oscars. It's outstanding. But Tops is known for durability, function over form, pretty much. So this guy is the Cat model, rather. It's made out of 1095 high carbon steel. This is the shit they use to cut all the other fucking steels. So, right there should be evidence enough that it is extremely durable, rugged, fucking outstanding. And to treat this material, Tops uses a process that I found fascinating, hence the video. Because I'm not going to do a video on something I myself do not carry every day or trust. So the fascinating part of the manufacturing process is they use a zoned heat treat. So the edge and in is going to be hard material because you want the edge to be nice and hard to retain its sharpness and be durable throughout any kind of application, i.e. cutting rope, cardboard boxes, Copenhagen. That could be just me, but I digress. So again, the zone portion, the knife edge and in is going to be hardened. Next, you're going to have the middle zone. Then you're going to have a lesser. Then you're going to have the springy spine, I believe they call it. You can do your own research. This is a little reductive regurgitation just to motivate you if you're in the market, because this knife is definitely going to be with me for quite a while. I've been carrying it for the past 2 weeks now. I even carry this fucker in the gym. The comfort of it is a huge surprise. Even in PT clothes, very concealable, doesn't weigh down. It's nice and light. Micarta handles, very comfortable. Outstanding blade control. Got the jibbing, finger grooves, and the Micarta handles are outstanding. I have yet to have a knife with these handles, and looking back, I'm surprised I didn't look into it earlier. Great material. And going back to the manufacturing process, that Tops also uses a cryogenically treated quenching style. So to contrast that with the prevalent quenching style is room temperature. So you heat the material, temper it, and then quench it down to room temperature, i.e. water or whatnot. In that time, you transform the material from an austenite crystalline structure to a martensite crystalline structure. And during the quenching cycle, could be numerous cycles of quenching, but in that time from hot to room temperature, carbon's going to diffuse out of the material, and the more carbon you lose, the weaker it's going to be. The more austenite that's retained in the material, the weaker it's going to be. So you want that transformation to be quick and fucking efficient as hell. So that's where the cryogenically treated portion is quite fascinating, because I myself have not really heard of it, let alone read into it. So this system calls for the heating process and then using liquid nitrogen to bring this material down to minus 190 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. You could correct me if I'm wrong. But, so it's going to facilitate a far greater transformation from austenite to martensite while retaining all the carbon needed to have outstanding tensile strength, stress-induced cracking you're not going to have a problem with. That also enhances its corrosion resistance. What else? I mean, it is a very fascinating method. Again, it's a little reductive. Do your own research. But you have my word, it's pretty fascinating. And along the lines of corrosion resistance, because 1095 hard carbon steel, I mean, you're going to run into that problem if not for the aforementioned treatment or this proprietary coating. It's the black traction coating. And it is great. There's a little bit of texturing on it. It's still nice and smooth. It is outstanding. So, to go off on a tangent a little bit, to compare this hardening style to, let's say, case hardening, which I fucking hate unless it's like a tool or hammer, let's just say. Because case hardening, you heat and quench in a hard, high carbon medium, i.e. like oil, let's say. So you're going to have a thin, hard coating along the surface, but let's say after you use it a bit, you're going to have good durability from it, obviously, because it's going to be a hard coating. But once you start re-sharpening the blade, you're going to eventually burn through that coating into the exponentially softer material, and it negates that whole process. So don't even go that way if you're in the market for a fixed blade. That's just this motivator's opinion. But again, contrasting it with the K-Bar TDI, it's stainless steel. So, I mean, stainless steel, not really good at holding its edge as compared to this guy. And I know what you're saying, Sergeant Johnny, USMC, this high carbon steel is going to completely fuck up my knife sharpening units. Yeah, that's true, but don't you want carry a knife that could fuck up all the shit? That could be just me. I want a badass fucking knife, especially if it's a fixed blade. I mean, you're pretty much committed to carrying it. I want the baddest motherfucker out there, and this knife is definitely on that list. So the stainless steel obviously is going to have better corrosion resistance. It's not stain proof, it's stainless, so it will eventually corrode, but again, it's going to corrode a lot slower than the high carbon. And I was looking at a bunch of other companies, but I was specifically looking for a carrying system, i.e. sheath. And this knife comes with a Kydex with a 360 degree clip. And this clip, I have not had any major issues with it. It allows me to carry it the Scout style. And I either carry it at the 11 o'clock or the 7 o'clock. And depending on the context of carry. The only issue I have encountered with the belt clip is that when I only affix it to my belt, and again I have a 511 TDI, TDU, whatever the fuck it's called, it does not situate itself firmly on the belt, so you get a little slide when you draw, but if it catches against a belt loop, there you go. I mean, you get your resistance enough to draw the blade. The form is good, you get the positive click. So the draw isn't a problem at all. It's just the belt clip not being affixed strong enough on said clothing. And this has been integrated into my everyday carry because it vastly became a favorite knife of mine. So that's good to go. Tell me what you guys think of this knife. Tell me what you guys usually carry as well. What's your setup? I'm curious to know. I like watching that kind of shit.